Bettie Page suffered 4 tough decades with no royalties from the images of seductive but clearly empowered female sexuality that heralded the start of the sexual revolution and served as a timeless source of motivation for subsequent generations of feminists. Being a born-again Christian who has never renounced the gritty photography that made her renowned makes this feat all the more impressive. Page reportedly said to a Times reporter, "Being in the nude isn't a dishonour unless you're being promiscuous about it. After all, Adam and Eve were completely nude when God created them. God was probably just as clothless as a jaybird in the Garden of Eden too." At a period when Americans were only starting to break through the puritanical prudery around embodiment, it is possible to argue that Page's greatest strength was her ease with being without any clothes. At a period when bad females were expected to take the fall in both the prevalent religious discourse and popular cultural creations like Vertigo and Singing in the Rain, Page's release from guilt was revolutionary. Her rise to fame in the 1950s for her distinctive look and provocative pen-up style, her bold and confident persona, made her a trailblazer in the world of pin-up modelling, and her popularity continues to endure to this day. She posed for a variety of suggestive and provocative photos, embracing her sensuality and refusing to apologise for it. She lived fearlessly and without shame, making her a trailblazer in the world of pin-up modelling and a symbol of female empowerment. Bettie Page's impact on popular culture cannot be ignored, but how about her personal life? While growing up in a poor home in Tennessee during the Great Depression, Page had to fend off overtures from her mother's second husband before she departed for college in Nashville. Page was assaulted by her father up until her parents' 1933 divorce. When she was in her early 20s, she was married to a high school friend and led the nomadic life of a Navy wife until 1947, when she made the decision to follow her goals, got a divorce, and moved to New York to pursue a career as an actress. The most well-known pin-up of the post-World War II era was Quickly Betty. However, she inexplicably vanished one day. For 3 decades, the stunning beauty vanished without a trace. Conspiracy theories concerning her disappearance were common among her fans. Others conjectured that she had entered a convent or lived in a mobile home, while some thought she had died in a vehicle accident. Penthouse magazine reportedly offered a $1,000 prize in 1996, according to the Chicago Tribune, for information on her whereabouts, whether she was alive or not. Such past events always have an impact on a person's life. There have been reports that Bettie Page struggled with mental health issues throughout her life, including depression and anxiety. In the later years of her life, Bettie Page was diagnosed with schizophrenia and spent time in mental health facilities receiving treatment. She revealed she spent time in an asylum. Bettie experienced a spiritual epiphany and became a Christian in 1958. She was infamous for never wanting to be photographed as she got older. She reportedly said to a reporter, "I don't want to be pictured in my old age. I have the same thoughts about classic movie stars. It depresses me. We wish to recall them in their youth." As a nun, Bettie Page was said to have been dedicated and devoted to her faith, and she became known for her work with the poor and marginalized. She was said to be a kind and compassionate person who was deeply committed to her religious beliefs and to helping others. She did admit that she believed God was in charge of some aspects of her life, even while she was a model. That may seem crazy, but there was something about her that struck me as being really plain and real. You can't be like that and a religious zealot. Click here to watch this video next.